Hello everyone. So today we are going to see another interesting problem, decode ways, and we are given a string yes, which consists of digits, and we have to convert the digits to alphabets in order. Like A starts with 1 till Z, Z ends with 26, and how many ways we can convert the string to characters or alphabets is the output. So let's understand the problem with an example. Consider if a string given is 226, in how many ways you can convert these numbers to strings. For example, if we are going to consider each digit separately, that is 2 separately, and 6 separately, then the string it can form is B, B, and F. Suppose we are going to consider the first two digits together and the last digit separately. In that case, the string is going to be V and F. Or if we are going to consider this 2 separately and 26 separately, then it is going to be BZ. So these three ways are the possible solution to convert the number 226 to strings. So our output is going to be 3. So this can be one case. There are other situations that occurs in this. For example, if our number is going to be 206, in this case, you can consider this in only one way, that is considering 20 together and 6 separately, because you can't simply convert 0 to any alphabet, which is invalid. Also, you cannot combine 0 6 and convert it to a alphabet, because 6 converts to F but 0 6 doesn't have any value. So the only possible way is you should consider this 20 separately and 6 separately. And there can be one more case. If your example is 236, in this case, you can consider 2, 3, and 6 separately. That will be one solution. And you can consider 23 and 6 separately. That will be your second solution. But you can't consider 2 alone and 36 separately, because 36 is an invalid alphabet. The maximum value should be only 26, not 36. So final case is going to be 296. So in this case, if you are going to consider to change this to a string, then you can consider 2 separately, 9 separately, and 6 separately. You can't combine any of this, because if you combine 29, it is going to be invalid. If you combine 96, it is going to be invalid. So the only possible solution is considering it separately, that is 2, 9, and 6. So these are the few cases that comes in our case. So how are we going to approach this? We are going to solve each step one by one and finally arrive at the optimal solution for the bigger problem. So obviously we are going to use dynamic programming. So here I'm going to have an integer array dp, which is going to hold the results of each sub problem and finally arrive at a solution at the last value. So now we are going to have an array of size string plus 1. So the characters given is 4. The size of my array dp is going to be 5. So now I'm going to start with an empty string. So how many cases we can decode this empty string? Empty string can be decoded in only one way, that is another empty string. It can't be converted or something. So there is only one way to represent an empty string. Is again going to be an empty string. So I'm going to fill 1 here. Now I'm going to start with my character 2. So how many ways you can convert 2 to a character? There is only one way, that is 2 can be converted to B. In this case, since it is a one way, I'm going to fill 1 again here. So now we got solution for our very simple sub problems. We are going to use this solution or apply this technique for further problems and finally arrive at a problem solution for a bigger problem. So how do we do it? Our next character is going to be at here, that is 2. You can either consider converting this 2 to B, or you can consider the whole 22 and convert it to another character. So now how are we going to consider this? So in this case, I'm going to consider only this 2 first. how many possible ways to convert 2 to a character? There is only one way, that is you can convert it only to B. In this case, if you have already converted this 2 to B and you're appending this 2 to this 2, in this case this can also be converted to B. That is, it is going to be only one way. Converting this 2 to B and the other 2 to B is going to be one way. So whatever is filled in the previous column, I'm just going to retain the same in my next column as well. So why am I doing it? Because already we have converted this 2 to B. If we are appending this 2 to this 2, again it is going to include it in that single way only. It is not going to be a separate solution. If you are not getting it, just stay with me and decode it. You're going to understand by the end. So now we have updated 1 here, considering we are converting this 2 directly to B. If not, we are going to consider complete 22 for our solution. In that case, this cell becomes invalid, because if we are considering this 2 and this 2 together, then the conversion of 2 at this position will not be considered, right? So what are we going to do? We are going to consider this complete 22. So whatever before 22, that is this step, from that step I'm going to add 1, because till here I had made some steps and converted the string. So from here I found one more way, so I'm going to add 1 to this from here. So this is going to be updated to 2. So now we are done with our 2. We are moving to our 6. So in this case, you can either consider converting the 6 directly to F, or you can consider the 26 and convert it to Z. So if you are considering 6 alone, in this case you can possibly change it to only one way F. There is no other ways. So we are going to just put the same value as that of previous case, because till now we have made some changes and it's just gonna append F to it. In this case, I'm gonna put 2 here first. So now what if I'm considering the 26? In this case, here our array represents 2, 2, 6, 3. So we are going to consider the complete 26 here. In that case, whatever we made here at the position 2 is going to be invalid, because we are going to have our 26 completely in this position. So we are going to ignore this 2's calculation and consider whatever here at the first position, that is our first 2, and gonna add 1 with that and put here. Hope you are understanding. That is, if we are considering complete 26, then the conversion of 2 is going to be invalid. So we, instead of considering this 2's value, before that whatever value we found, whatever solution we found for this first 2 alone, we are going to add one more and save it here. Then this cell becomes 3. So we are done with 6. We are now going to move to 3. So now we can consider only 3 by converting it to C, or you can consider the whole 63. But if you observe, 63 is not a valid number. It is greater than 26. In that case, we can simply ignore the second condition and just put a solution for first condition. So what I have said, if it is going to be a single solution, we just gonna append it with our previous solution. Now no changes are going to happen. So I'm just going to put the same value as that of before. So I'm going to put 3 here. Since the next condition 63 is invalid, we are stopping our loop till here, and 3 is going to be our solution. So simply, if you observe the pattern, what are we doing here? We are just updating the previous value to that cell if there is only one way to change the character, if it is a one digit or if the digit is valid. If not, we are considering previous step and adding 1. Why previous step? Because so far we have done some results, and to that results we found one more solution. So we are adding 1. It is that simple. So let's see how are we going to code it. As I said, I'm going to have an integer array dp to hold all our values for our subproblems, which is of size string.length plus 1. So now I'm gonna assign my first value, that is dp of 0 is going to be 1, and my dp of 1 is going to be, if my first character in yes is going to be 0, then converting 0 to a character is not possible. There is 0 ways to decode it. If not, if it is not 0, then we can convert it and we can put 1. So I'm checking if char at my string at position 0 is going to be 0, then I'm simply gonna put 0, otherwise put 1. Once this is done, I'm gonna iterate my dp array from index 2. So here I'm gonna get my 1 digit and 2 digits. My 1 digit is going to be, so as substrings I took my 1 digit and 2 digits. So I'm checking if my 1 digit is greater than 0, because if it is 0 we can't convert it, will be an invalid case. So if it is greater than 0, then my dp of I is going to be the previous value. If not, if 2 digits is greater than 10 and less than 27, then greater than 9, because if it is a 2 digit. Why we are checking greater than 9? Because if there are numbers come 06 or 07, it is also 2 digits, but it is invalid case. We cannot convert them to characters. So in this case, it has to be greater than 9 and it should be less than 26. If that is the case, then dp of I is going to be I minus 2. So now once the loop is done, our result will be saved in the last index of dp. So we are going to return dp of. So this algorithm runs in a linear time. There is big O of n, where n is the length of the string. Let's submit. Yes. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, do me a favor, just hit up like and subscribe. Thank you.